In this video, we'll take a look at setting up a simple personal Markbook. Navigate to Markbook. On the landing page, you'll see that we have a clean slate. There are no Markbooks created yet. In this example, we'll create a Markbook for a Year 9 Design and Technology class in the TAS faculty. I'll keep this quite simple in structure so that you can use the concepts here to create a Markbook for any subject. Click on Create Personal Markbook. We'll call this 9DT and use the same for the print name. You'll be asked to specify a new category. We'll call this Stage 5 DT. The Markbook appears with the category name shown here. I'll click the Markbook. There are no classes assigned, so I'll need to assign one now. There are several options here in the top right, but I'll focus on Add Classes for now. Let's find a 9DT class. The class is added with the teacher indicated. Clicking on the class takes me to an empty Markbook. Now, this is a clean slate, and I'll need to give some thought to the overall structure of this Markbook. Usually, you would take the structure from your assessment grid for the year. Again, this will depend a bit on how your school likes to set things up and how your subject has its tasks arranged. But we're keeping this simple. The first thing I'll do is create 2 column groups for semesters 1 and 2. For that, I need to click Edit Markbook, then New Column Group. Let's create 2 new columns. It's into these columns that I can now organize tasks for this class. To add a task, click New Task. Several options appear. You'll need to decide what kind of marking system you'll use for each task you add. It could be a simple mark or grade, or a text entry, or you could use a rubric. We'll do a simple mark entry for this first one and come back to rubrics in a moment. Now make some further decisions about the due date, weighting, the mark, and which column the task should live in. Let's try this. Notice how the task is now in semester 1. It's now a case of adding tasks as you need them. I won't make you watch me add all the tasks. However, I will just show you how to add a rubric task quickly, like I mentioned a moment ago. Click New Task, enter the name, and then select Rubric. You can choose from a template if you've saved a previous rubric as a template. As it happens, I do have a template that I can work from, and I'll choose that one so that you can get a quick idea of what this looks like. Let's place it into Semester 1. I'm then presented with a page that tells me the title details about the task, but then presents me with a table that can be edited to suit the requirements of the task, and you can see this one is ready to go. Notice that there are content areas down the left and values for effort and quality across the top. If you'd like to use a rubric but don't know how to set one up, then check out our video on how to create a rubric template. From here, I could keep adding tasks, but let's now have a quick look at what the Markbook looks like. And there I have my Semester 1 column with 2 tasks in it. Semester 2 isn't showing up yet because I haven't added any tasks to it. Now, ideally you'd want a column here to give you a weighted total for these tasks. I can add that here under the Actions button. Click New Calculation. I'll enter a name and select the decimal places. Then choose the column group for Semester 1. Under Type, there are several options. For this example, I'll choose Weighted Add. Then click Next. Here I can specify what each task is worth. I'll make Task 1 worth 40% and Task 2 worth 60%. Now, when I click back on the Markbook, you can see what this looks like. Now, to see what this Markbook might end up looking like with tasks for Semester 2, here's one I prepared earlier, using the same steps as those for adding tasks for Semester 1. There are 2 tasks in Semester 1 with a column to calculate the totals, and there are 3 tasks in Semester 2 with a column to calculate totals. You can get very creative with these columns for marks and calculations, and you can see I've kept this quite simple here. To have another look at how the weighted addition column works, let's take a look at Semester 2. Click Edit Markbook, and then Actions on the Weighted Add column, and then Edit. This page tells me about the name of the column and which semester it's allocated to, but it's the next page that's interesting. Here I can specify what weightings are assigned to tasks. These tasks are worth 40% each, and task 3 is only worth 20%. You can see I've added S2 at the beginning of these task names to make them more obvious for semester 2. If I wanted to change the weightings, I could do that here. Notice also that I've left these tasks here as 0 because I don't want marks from these columns to be included in the calculation for semester 2. Click Save. Now let's take a look to see how that works. When I enter maximum marks for each task in semester 2 and then run the calculation, the total is 100, and you'd expect that. For this next student, the marks are all 0, and the weighted total is therefore accordingly 0. If I were to enter a mark of 50 for each task, then the result for semester 2 should equal 50. Let's try entering those now. After that's all in, I'll click Recalculate All. And there you can see the result has been correctly calculated. The cell is yellow because I haven't finished entering in marks for semester 1. Let's quickly do that now too, and run the calculation again. The marks and weightings are then calculated and displayed. So there you have it, a quick look at a simple Markbook with simple calculations to help you record your class marks.